Hey everyone, I'm Steven Norris, your host for Gear TV, and today we're going to review this. Samsung's Gear 2. It's follow-up to the Gear 1. Let's get right to it. The Gear 2 is an uncompromisingly beautiful device. Samsung has gone out of its way to improve on the incredibly ugly, in my opinion, Gear 1, which was released only a mere 6 months ago. What we have here is the best looking smartwatch on the market today, but you're going to be paying a lot of money to have this beautiful product on your wrist. For about $250 or maybe $300 or 4,500 Rand in South Africa, the Gear 2 will happily connect to most Samsung Galaxy phones, display notifications, become a health monitoring system, and generally try to add more value to your life. But that's the number one issue I have with the Gear 2, but I'll get to that later. I'll begin with the screen. The screen echoes the beauty of the design, and in that it is sharp, clear, and very easy to read. Accessing the menu is as simple as swiping as such. Finding the right app is another story though, because what you want is buried behind menus, and trying to find these things quickly, it takes a lot of practice and it's not intuitive in the slightest. Samsung's made a major failing with their software, and it's the reason I barely recommend this product at all. But as I said, positives first. What I like about this is the camera. It's got a 1.3 megabyte camera and a VGA video recorder. It records 15-second video clips. We swipe down to get back to the main menu. It's got a really excellent music player. I know a lot of reviewers slated it, but it did its job for me, streaming music directly from my phone. It has the Watch On remote, which connects to most Samsung TVs, or I'm sure other TVs as well, and worked fine in my opinion. Find My Device locates my connected Galaxy S5. Pedometer, which I don't know where it gets its information from, because it barely, I haven't done 4,500 steps a day. I've gone from my car to work. A heart rate monitor, which works, I believe, and this exercise app here. I've barely even dipped into it. But more than that, it is, of course, a watch. And being a watch, a smartwatch, you can change the faces. And that's what I like, it's customization. You can change the background, put the temperature on, make it look like a real watch, even though it's really a tiny tablet, and otherwise trick people into believing that you have the most expensive digital watch ever on your wrist. Not that it's a trick, because it's true. I doubt any digital watch could cost more than this at the moment. You see, these controls, terrible, completely unintuitive. Samsung, they've gone seemingly out of their way to make this as difficult as possible. And imagine how difficult it would be if you have, I perhaps have 200 contacts in here, but what about people out there who've got 1,000 contacts on? How are you possibly going to find anybody? That's a completely wasted app. I've got no idea what's going on there. And there's even more apps buried inside this menu over here. It's just a complete and utter mess. And that extends to the primary function of the watch itself, the notifications. Let me show you what happens when I receive a notification. Imagine the scenario. I get this message from Ronan on my watch. I'm driving in the car. Now it's gone. What do I do? I haven't tapped on it, so while I'm driving, I've got to swipe down. That's not working. Swipe left. There we go. Click on notification. Click on Gmail. Click on his name, then read it. That is completely unintuitive, and it's the worst possible way you could build in a notification system into a watch. Whatever Apple does, it's going to be amazing, and it's going to be nothing like this. So the main reason for owning this watch, it's a notification system after all, and a lifestyle management hardware, is completely destroyed. And that's why it's hard for me to recommend the Gear 2 outside of a fancy fashion piece. It's just way too expensive. And what functionality Samsung has put into the Gear 2, and it's crammed as much as possible into it, is kind of broken. except for the extreme amount of customization. If you have the money and you want the best looking digital watch on the market, you actually cannot go wrong with the Gear 2. It's gorgeous, it feels great on the wrist, it adjusts to any size. This band here comes in black or gold, I believe. I haven't seen the gold model, but it does exist. And it's just a beautiful looking device overall. It's just such a pity it's so useless. So in conclusion, while the Gear 2 is a great looking device with a beautiful screen, I can't recommend it right now because it hasn't got much functionality to it. Thanks for watching. I'm Steven Norris. Don't forget to like this video and to subscribe.